the experience has been fantastic. It's always entertaining to do this kind of judging. I think the ranges of entries have been really broad.
It's been great being involved in judging these awards. It's great sitting there with people from different parts of the industry, both the client side and the agency side. There's been a really high caliber of entries into this. It's been very exciting.
The cream, as always, has risen to the top. So it's very enjoyable seeing some very inspirational designs.
Some of the winners have particularly been the ones that have been hard to put into boxes. And I think going forward they'll be the winners in future versions of the awards.
You've got to put the work into context of which industry it's coming from, because there's parts of industry that can be riskier than others. So I think one of the priorities as well was to keep bringing things back to what's actually impactful, what actually cuts through, rather than, oh well, this is very aesthetically pleasing, but is it actually doing anything to sort of move people's perception of a brand?
Some of the projects that we've seen that we have nominated as our favourites and our winners are just spectacular. You see a really great idea, and then it's all beautifully executed all the way through, loads of different touch points, and that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for not someone that can just have a great idea and apply it to one part of a brand, but they can take that idea and flex it and show how it can be entertaining and visually entertaining through a whole load of different things.
The non-profit category, what's really nice in that was to see a lot of people understanding that you had to engage either the customers or the workers within what you were doing, so that they were part of the solution and they could customise, whether it was business cards or campaign banners that allowed them to write on it in a way that still supported and signed up to the logo.
I think one of the main standout trends for me is actually going back to kind of core basics. So some of the things that have actually kind of leapt off the screen have been the things that just used really simple ways of communicating. Black and white, really simple messaging, just really crisp and clear ways of standing out and gaining impact.
There's been some really standout trends, particularly in use of colour. There's been a real cleaning up of design as well, a lot of use of sans serif typefaces, and generally making it a lot more simple.
I think the current economic climate has almost been reflected in some of the aesthetics of the work. One thing we all talked about was there was a lot of black and white, and a lot of some of the work was using, how can I say, more economic materials.
If you're looking at particular clients where they've got vast budgets versus those clients who haven't, and that doesn't mean that more money buys better talent, completely the opposite, but you are comparing things that are very, very different, and therefore the ability to work across digital or broadcast platforms may vary. So we're trying to be very fair in our judging.